If you had been in the House Republican caucus meeting, would you have stood up with the others and given John Boehner a standing ovation?
No, I think the mistake that John Boehner made, and he was with us on a lot of these questions, the mistake that John Boehner and the Republican leadership made was an unwillingness to pull everybody together early. They broadcast quite loudly that they were going to do whatever it took to avoid a government shutdown. If you go into a negotiation showing all of your cards to the other side, you're going to lose. And they naturally lost. I think what frustrates our caucus is the circular firing squad that some Senate Republicans and some House Republicans formed against the people that were trying to stop Obamacare.
Who were some of those Republicans?
Famously, Lindsey Graham and John McCain, were wacko birds. Mitch McConnell, Richard Burr, and guys like Peter King in the House. The fact of the matter is all of them voted against Obamacare. All of them said on the campaign trail that they wanted to defund Obamacare. And our point was we're the only guys that have offered a strategy to do this. They could have offered a different strategy and they could have brought people together, but they didn't do that.
A surprising number of prominent Republicans are saying that if the GOP loses the 2016 presidential election, the party will go the way of the Whigs or formally split into a moderate and conservative party.
I think that's a real possibility because you're seeing this clash between the new generation. And to me, it's not just the old wing of the Republican Party versus the new wing. You're really seeing a disintermediation in politics. It's already happened with the Democratic Party. It's happening with the Republican Party now. And grassroots activists have an ability to self-organize, to fund candidates that they're more interested in, going right around the Republican National Committee and the Senatorial Committee. That's the new reality. Everything's more democratized, and Republicans should come to terms with that. They still want to control things from the top down, and if they do that, there will absolutely be a split. But my prediction would be that we take over the Republican Party, and they go the way of the Whigs.
We being
activists that believe in freedom. I don't call it the Tea Party anymore. I think it's broader than that. It's constitutional conservatives, it's libertarians, it's Tea Partiers. It's a lot of independents that had rationally opted out of politics because they didn't see a choice between the two parties. That's the future, and I think that's what happened in 2010. We had a lot of independents show up because they were worried about the government takeover of healthcare. They were worried that the too much Washington, D.C. and too much spending and too much debt was the boot on the throat of the American economy. I think we're going to have that conversation again in 2014.
Well, Matt Kibbe, who right now in contemporary politics, who are some of your heroes?
I love the freshman and sophomore classes that we helped bring in. Ted Cruz and Mike Lee and Rand Paul and Marco Rubio and Ron Johnson. I could go down the list, and understanding fully well that not all of them agreed with us on this particular squabble. Justin Amash and Thomas Massey in the House have brought civil liberties back into the conversation. I think that's where the new party is. It's all about economic freedom. It's all about understanding that Washington, D.C. is a game played by insiders. And it may be big business, it may be public employees unions, but somebody else always gets to the table first. And we'd like to get some of that inside trading out of Washington and let people take charge of their lives again.
More Latinos, younger people, trending Democratic. What's the future for your vision?
I think the future is with independence, because what you're seeing overall is not a trend towards either party. You're seeing a lot of people less affiliated with either party. They don't really like what they're seeing in Washington, D.C. They're not excited about the Republicans. They're not excited about the Democrats. Independent registration is going up, and people are voting based on their principles and their values. And I think there's an opportunity for those of us that believe in freedom to find a compelling connection with Latinos and young people. I think on civil liberties, I think on this crony capitalism that we talk about in Washington, D.C., and I think about economic opportunity.